appears that Republicans are furiously running away from themselves, specifically their own statements that they had made on abortion. Now, the latest Republican candidate to separate himself from his own views is Scott Jensen, a Republican candidate for governor in Minnesota. Now, back in March, during an interview with Minnesota Public Radio, he said that, quote, he would try to ban abortion without exceptions for rape and incest unless the mother's life is in danger. Well, how merciful of you that you would actually, do a little bit of an attempt to save the life of the mother. Now, again, I've gotten into how this is actually way more complicated when you have these situations where doctors are afraid to perform these procedures because they could be construed as performing an abortion. So they don't know when to act. They allow women to, basically bleed out in some cases because they're too afraid to be charged with an unlawful abortion. So again, doesn't do a whole lot, but nonetheless, how merciful of you to allow just this one exception. Yes. Well, except now here comes the hilarious backpedal for Mr. Scott Jensen in this ad he put out.
Abortion is divisive, and Tim Walz is weaponizing the issue. In Minnesota, it's a protected constitutional right, and no governor can change that. And I'm not running to do that. I'm running because we need safe streets, excellent schools, parental rights, and more money in the family budget.
Wait, oops, did I say that I was going to ban abortion? Without exceptions for rape or incest? Did I say that? Did I say that? No, of course not. I've never do such a thing. Abortion is such a divisive topic. It's so divisive, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it at all. Never do such a thing. Now, do you know what happened? He didn't just have a, sudden epiphany. No, what happened was he looked at his poll numbers and he said, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. According to polls, Jensen, who had previously trailed incumbent Governor Tim Walz by about 5 points in spring, something that, you could make up, is now down by 18 in the latest poll from KSTP Survey USA. But he's not alone in not only the backpedals, but also the terrible polling. Republican candidates all over the country have been scrubbing their websites and past public statements of any mentions of being anti-abortion. Specifically, any mentions of banning abortion or putting forward personhood bills. For example, Blake Masters, Republican candidate for Senate in Arizona, was caught erasing references to being 100% pro-life. Oh, interesting. So here's Blake Masters. Scrub-dub-dub. Gotta get rid of all that stuff. I never believed it in the first place. Oh, get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's bad for my polling. There's more. Oh, it gets better. GOP challenger Tom Barrett, who's facing off against Democratic Representative Elise Slotkin in a hotly contested Michigan congressional race, has deleted their entire section on abortion from his website. That section included his belief that abortion should be banned at all stages of pregnancy. Ooh, oh, did I say that? Oh God. Oh no, scrub. Oh, get rid of it. Never existed in the first place. No, there's more. New Mexico Republican Mark Ronchetti, who was running against Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, decided to tone down his rhetoric, saying, "Oh, well, I'm personally pro-life, but I believe that we can come together on a policy that reflects our shared values." Hey, do you know we already had something like that in this country? You know what that was? It was Roe. Roe put limits on when you could have an abortion, but it also protected the rights of pregnant people to end that pregnancy as well up to a certain point in time. It looks like Roe was the compromise position, and the same Republicans that cheered when Roe was overturned, at least this guy, Mark Ronchetti, is saying, oh, we should come together for a compromise position. Really? No. Look, they ran on destroying it, knowing how unpopular that position was, and now that they got their way, suddenly, oh, there's a little bit of regret here. Ooh, turns out I got exactly what I was asking for. Oh no! Oh shit! Look, here's the thing. Their regrets are that they outed their movement for what it actually is. This is not about being pro-life. This is always about being pro-control. Controlling women's bodies. And now, let's not also forget that the Republican Party is only really latched onto the proverbial teat of this fringe anti-choice movement because it was pretty much the only way to get voters excited to vote for Republicans. I mean, no average person believes that we should be giving all of our money to the rich and corporations. That's basically the whole purpose of the Republican Party. Help corporations, help wealthy donors. That's really it. So that was the whole point of the Republican Party, but you couldn't exactly sell that to middle-class voters. So they had to go and say, we're going to protect the babies. That's what we're going to do. We're going to protect the babies. We're going to do that by banning abortion. That's what we're going to do. Yes, we're going to protect the babies. That's it. Now, look, most Republican voters don't agree with complete and total bans on abortion. But remember, according to studies, conservative mind is the most receptive to two things. And that is disgust and fear. Disgust being the first thing, fear being the second. And so Republican politicians would talk about abortion in incredibly graphic detail, and even make up some of those details and make up positions that Democrats have never espoused. This is why you hear about the abortions after birth. In fact, Jensen earlier this year accused Walz of supporting that position. He said, I think Governor Walz is extreme if he thinks it's okay to do an abortion in the 39th week. Wait. Whoa. Hold on. That's not a thing. That doesn't actually exist. By definition, you cannot have an abortion after the baby is born. Now, if you're talking about late-term abortions, that is usually almost 100% of the time a result of an emergency health issue. There are, look, nobody carries a baby for what has been described to me as a miserable, for a lot of women, not all, 9 months to then say, oops, oh, no, don't want it. Abort. No, they don't do that. That's not a thing. That's not happening. And by the way, under Roe, that was never legal in the first place. It's just a complete and utter lie. That said, let's get back to Walz here. At a news conference, the governor denied that he said that would be okay. He said, quote, I've done 1,000 of these as a member of Congress and as a governor. He said about news conferences and interviews, not one time have I ever said that. But here's the thing, they don't care. The right wing makes things up. Their position, again, they have to make things up in order to try to promote their position. And they also, again, project things onto the other side that they've never said, that they don't believe in. And they do it endlessly, ceaselessly. Now, the thing is their actual position, the things that they have said on camera, have not been going so well for them. Because, again, it's backfiring on them. Turns out Republican voters don't want the government forcing people to carry pregnancies. That's why we saw Kansas reject a vote to strip an amendment from their constitution protecting the right to an abortion, and why Democrats have suddenly won several elections they were expected to lose because they ran heavily on this issue. Now, I'm not surprised because it turns out American voters chose freedom. And that's why a lot of these Republican politicians who were never genuine in the first place. And I think, look, for all the Republicans that are watching this, your politicians lie to you constantly. You might be personally pro-life. Guess what? They're not. No, they're trying to get votes. And look, you could say the same thing for Democratic politicians. Let's be fair. Let's call out the Democratic Party. After Roe was overturned, you had establishment Democrats like Nancy Pelosi supporting people like Henry Cuellar who are not pro-choice against progressives like Jessica Cisneros who were pro-choice. And then you had a lot of establishment Democrats that are like, oh, I don't want to really touch this abortion issue. Oh, no. Now it turns out, oh, look, this position, the Republican position is not popular with the American people, with the majority. Now suddenly Democrats are all in. And now Republicans themselves have backtracked. So, again, not a surprise. So, look, if I were a Democratic politician, that'll be the day. Hey, I would keep making sure that the voters do not forget the fact that these Republicans had said these things, had run as these, we're going to completely ban abortion campaigns. They ran against reproductive rights, and let's not let the voters forget it.